He's like, yo, you on a bean? Pass that bean. Yo, Mo. That football's a bean. Or like he's on a beam right now. What's up with all this bean talk?
What up? We're here. This is Bean Talk, episode 1. Just waiting on Mo to join us. I think here he is right here. What up, Mo?
What's good?
You can be better now. Yeah.
I'm over here.
What's up, Jay?
What's up?
What's going on?
Ain't nothing, chilling.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you taking the time for real.
No doubt.
So I think this is going to be cool just to give everyone a little background. You've kind of agreed to play a bigger role in the Sideline hustle and help us just grow the brand and kind of be the face of the wide receiver part. So thought it'd be a great opportunity for us to team up each other's brands. Obviously, you started the brand Bean Talk. I think knowing that what your vibe is with Bean Talk, this is kind of the perfect forum to have these kind of Bean Talk conversations.
Exactly. That's a
So I know you're distracted. We'll get right into the questions. We had literally must have had 50, 60 comments and people were DMing me 100, 200 questions. So I chose some of the most popular ones. We'll get right to it and just give the people what they want.
Let's give them what they want.
All right. So the most popular question by far was, what's your favorite route to run and why?
Just depends on the situation, but I would have to say a choice route, because I have a choice to do whatever I want. Depending on the coverage, the lose situation for the defense. So I love running choice routes.
Yep. And then on that note, at mconrad34, he asked, what are some of the keys that you're looking for when you're reading the defense and determining what to do on choice routes?
So just depends on, how they playing me, if they're in and out of me, what kind of coverage it is, if it's press man and they're playing outside leverage. Just depends on how I'm attack them and what's the situation, what I need to get. Because if I got to get 6 yards, I'll make sure heavy outside, I'm trying to regain my leverage, vertical, get my depth, and break out.
Yep. And is there something talk to me about even before the ball is snapped? What's your process at the line of scrimmage, assessing the defense, and kind of developing that plan for the line?
I just look at my near triangle, look if it's one high, too high. See where the linebackers are. If I'm inside, from outside, see where the safeties, corners, what level they're playing, and just a quick process.
Right, and then obviously based on film study, you're comparing the information you're seeing on the film to what you see on the field right there.
Right.
Yeah. Next question that was pretty popular. At Joshua JJ Kennedy was one of the guys who asked, "What's the hardest route for you to run?"
I mean, there's not really a hard route. It all depends on coverage, really. I mean, all the routes you run are very easy. Once that's what you do, you master them.
Right.
It all depends on the coverage. Some routes stink to run versus certain coverage. Other routes are, easier to run versus other coverage.
Mm-hmm. But for you feel like you can run any route. There's nothing that really gives you trouble. Right. 100%. I said there's nothing that gives you trouble. You feel like you can run every route.
Nah, you can run every route on route tree.
Yeah. And getting to know you, I knew that was coming from you.
Yeah, that's easy.
So I had one guy say, in quotes, Luke Machado said, quote unquote, how he's so good because he's not the fastest or the quickest of the wide receivers. So I want to ask you, what do you think makes you so good?
Well, I mean, they say speed kills and everything like that. I'm fast enough. I'm quick enough. And,
right.
But if your brain's faster than all those, you don't need to be
Talk to him.
You don't need to be the quickest shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
I run my low 4.5 and keep it moving.
Right.
Open every time.
100%. And part of that, if your brain is quicker, is you're able to develop a plan before the snap and adjust your plan on the fly and just use all your tools and techniques.
Exactly. I know where I'm going before the ball's going. Before the ball snap. I know where I need to be, where I need to get there.
Yeah. And that's been one of the coolest things getting to know you. I think one of the first things I said to you was the only person I've ever met who's as detailed about the wide receiver position as me is you. I think that's why we've connected, early on meeting each other, just because we both have an appreciation for those details.
Where it's just the finer things.
Yeah, no doubt. Let me see. At Big Homie Ray asked, what's the hardest part about being a professional athlete?
Time management. I mean, it's a lot of things that you have to get done. Like, for instance, like, you take the time out of doing this when you got this little dude over here trying to ride his bike. There's like time management. It all depends.
Here's one from Booker Bush 1. What can you do every day as a college wide receiver to work on your game and get better? Were there things that you did every single day that you kind of hang your hat on?
Yeah, just little things. Like, you find like 3 or 4 little things and that you work on every day. Like, if you want to catch 200 footballs a day, you catch them. You know what I'm saying? Ladders, you hit those, or core, whatever you feel like will improve your game. Like, you hit those.
Yeah.
Figure out what's best for you. Like, what I try to tell people is, like, you don't have to necessarily be the best at everything. You could be the best at one thing and be very good at all the other things.
I remember you said that when we were working out, you said that to Christian Drummel, kid who's going to be an incoming freshman at Rutgers next year, and that meant a lot to him, like thinking, like, I don't need to be able to do everything. I just, I need to get really good at what I'm good at and be better than anybody else at those 1 or 2 things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. That's for the Mercedes. Yeah, you be a master at all those things, and be a master at your craft at what you feel do the best, and then everything else falls. That's for the Lamborghini.
Still on the drill note, are there any go-to drills that you have that you do without a quarterback?
Yeah, there's a couple box drills, a couple ladders. Hello. Sorry, the neighbors are coming over.
Nah, you good.
A couple of little things that I try to do, day in and day out.
Yeah.
Hello. Yep.
Awesome.
How'd you come up with that routine?
It's just time and practice over and over.
Yeah.
Over and over. Just figure out what works best for me, what I like to do. How are you?
Hey,
I'm Mo.
how are
Nice
you?
to meet you. What's up, dude?
The ring. I'm so sorry.
How you doing, friends? I'm Mo. What's Jay? Hey, what's up, Jay?
Another 15-year-old.
Oh, nice. Oh, you guys gonna be around for a little bit? Okay. Well, we'll talk to you in a bit. Actually, thank you. All right, go ahead.
No, you good. No, you good, man. All right, so I had a bunch of questions about poise because, as you know, it's something I talk a lot about, on my channel for some of the young receivers. So, Beth too, he asked, when you talk to yourself in practice and you're talking to yourself at the line of scrimmage, what types of things should I be saying to myself? Do you have examples?
Just be the most confident person out there. Yeah, your confidence is key to, your game. If you're not confident and believing in your abilities and your preparation, like you lost 90% of the battle. It's like knowing that you're gonna make every play, knowing that you're gonna execute at a high level, knowing that you're gonna do all little things correct, and just go through the process in your mind every day. Like, you see all those memes like, oh, whenever you see receivers doing this, you see receivers doing that, or doing it. Like, it's just like they're getting a hardcore repetition.
Yeah. And you touched on it right there. Is like so much of that confidence that allows you to kind of have a calm mind before the ball snaps is based on your preparation and trusting that you've put enough work and you're ready for the moment.
Right. And don't ever, don't get distracted. Like, you're focused on your job, your task. Like, you do your part and whatever it is that needs to be done. Like, you don't worry about the stands, don't worry about, what coach is talking about on the side. Like, at that moment in time, he may be talking to you. You're like, bro, I'm not worried about what you got to say to me right now. Or I got to run this route, or I got to make this block, or, I got to seal this edge, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You always got to do the little things.
Right. And the old tried and true quote, just do your damn job, not anything more, not anything less.
Right. Precisely.
How do you mentally prepare for a game? Do you have a specific routine? Do you have superstitions?
Yeah, I always eat peanut butter and jellies. I always take the same route to the stadium. Like, just always try to do all the little things. Like, I always go in there, get a little massage. Like, right before I get my legs loose. And then I just go out and get it.
All right, a few more because I know your time's limited, and again, I appreciate you starting this whole thing off. So a couple like kind of more in-depth wide receiver questions. I had a lot of questions about how do you gain separation from an aggressive defender and beating press coverage?
I mean, you're always working with your feet and hips and press coverage, taking them to deep waters. I like to say, just use his leverage to his advantage. Like, they don't know where you're going, so if you're able to use his leverage to his advantage and just get vertical, vertical speed is the most important thing that you're selling. So if I'm able to, have him to move off his island and attack it vertical, speed, that's all you're trying to do, because all the DB's trying to do is disrupt you from getting your depth timing of the play for the quarterback. So, just move him off his line, push vertical, get to my depth, and then I'm not worried about where the DB is. I'm not trying to touch him. I don't want nothing to do with him. Like he could, like, I ain't trying to have no physical contact with him. So, you know what I'm saying? When they all with the off, like the physical touching stuff,